Hey everybody, making a 473 exam questions answered video. To be completely honest, when I made my first video, I didn't expect the feedback that I received. I really didn't expect that many views either. That's why it's just a black screen the entire time. I just wanted to give feedback on how I realized that the assessment weighed that much on your overall score. So it was just a quick video on my thoughts. But again, I do appreciate all the feedback and all the questions. Keep them coming. So I'm going to go ahead and answer some of the stuff that I've received so far. So where do I sign up to take the exam? Everything is going to be on the post office website. So it's about.usps.com/careers. It's going to be it's going to look just like this guy here. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go down to the bottom, and it's going to say search open jobs. And don't worry, all links that I refer to, I'll include them in the description below. So do I take the exam first or apply first? What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to that job search, look in your local area, any open spots, apply there. And once you apply, and once you take the initial assessment, which is part of the 473, it's the first part of the 473. Once you take that initial assessment, if you pass that initial assessment, then they'll send you an email invitation to take the proctored portion of it. Where do I take the exam? Just like I mentioned, they're going to send you an email, and in that email you'll have, I believe it's 3 or 4 days to respond to set up an appointment time to take the proctor test. They're going to give you time. They're going to give you times and locations. So where do I take the exam? It really depends on where you are. You'll have a few options. Do I have to pay and how much? Nope, the exam is free as long as you pass the assessment. How much time do we get? I'm going to just throw this all out there right now. The character assessment, that first part that you're going to take while applying for a job, is 90 minutes. And there's going to be 150 questions. It's a character assessment. And again, I can't stress enough, this is very important. You're going to want to answer all of the questions to the extremes. And now if you have any questions about what I'm talking about, go view my first video. It's not a fun video to watch. Again, it's just a black screen, but it's going to give you some information. All right, now to the proctored exam, the meat of the exam. So the first part is the address checking. You're going to have 60 questions. They're going to give you 11 minutes. Then you're going to jump into part B, which is forms completion. They're going to give you 30 questions, 15 minutes. And then coding and memory, they're broke up into 2 separate parts. So you're going to have 6 minutes for 36 questions on the coding part. Then they're going to give you some time to study for the memory. And once the memory begins, you have 7 minutes and 36 questions. So the assessment counts towards my score. Absolutely, I can't stress this enough. The assessment, the initial assessment that you take while applying, it factors into your overall total proctored exam score. So you can do an awesome job on that proctored exam, but if you didn't answer the questions sufficiently on the initial assessment, and they're going to give you a low score. Scoring, how's it done? Now the assessment is unknown. They don't know how they don't disclose how they grade your character assessment. Now address checking, your score, which is part A, your score is the total number of correct answers minus 1/3 the number of incorrect answers that you give. So don't guess. Okay? Forms completion, your score is just the total number of correct answers. They're not going to subtract the wrong answers from your score, so feel free to just go for it. Coding and memory is just like address checking. They're going to give you your total score is the number you got right minus 1/3 of the incorrect answers that you gave. When will I receive my score? You'll get your score back almost immediately through email. So if you have a smartphone, which most people do, you can check your email and you'll have that score in there in about 10 minutes. I took my test, walked down to my car, made a phone call. After that phone call, checked my email, and it was already there. That was all before I left the parking lot. What is a passing score? a passing score is 70 and above, but you're going to want to aim for 80, and I would say mid 80s. The competition level has just increased and increased and increased over the years. So even though a 70 is a passing score, you're more than likely not going to get placed quickly or at all if you don't have a higher score than that. I scored a blank, blank, blank. Is that good? Well, it depends. I made a video on this, so if this is one of your questions, go and check out that video. A good score really all depends on a few things. It depends on where you're at, depends on how many job openings they have available, and it depends on how many people are applying for those jobs. All right, so I passed. What's the next step? There's a lot of people getting anxious once they get that score back that they passed. It's a waiting game. Me personally, I received an invitation to do my background and to take the drug test about a week after, or a week and a half after I got my 473 score back. But my interview came way later. Now I've heard stories and I've talked to people that received an invitation to do an interview first, and then once they did the interview, they got the background on the drug test. Mine didn't go that way. I got the background on the drug test first, and then the interview came way later. But be patient. It takes a while. This is a government job. When they start doing a background and when they start doing drug tests, it takes a long time. They have to be very specific and very calculated on all the moves that they take. So just be patient. Why is it taking so long? This is a variety of reasons. They could have a lot of job applicants. They could just be backlogged with stuff that they need to take care of first. They could actually have closed that job opening. Somebody else could have taken it. There's a lot of reasons. Again, they have to do the background. The background itself takes a long time. The drug test takes a long time. So just be patient. Did I guess at all? I wouldn't say I guessed. I like to say educated guesses. I didn't just, like in high school, just go down the Scantron and start marking C because time was coming up. What I did do though was I did, kind of break down like, well, I know it's not A, I know it's not C, so it either has to be B or D sort of thing. And again, I did guess. I guessed on all of them. I don't like leaving any questions unanswered, but it is not, it's not wise to guess on parts A and parts C. You can guess in part B. Did you have enough time? Yeah, I had more than enough time. I came right down to the time that I had on part A because I missed a couple questions from scrolling. I just scrolled past them. But parts B and C, I had more than enough time. Are the practice exams same as the real test? You know what? They're pretty close. To be completely honest, I love the practice exams. I took it twice and I freaking failed, like horribly. And I like the practice exams because I think that they're a little bit harder than the real exam itself. They don't give you as much time, and I feel like the numbers, like in the coding and memory, I feel like the numbers were easier to remember in the real exam. But yeah, overall, it's pretty close to the same thing. Do I have to answer all the questions? Well, not in every section, but you're encouraged to try. I kind of went over this. You don't have to answer all the questions in part A and part C. They do encourage you to make educated guesses, but do remember in parts A and C, if you do get those answers wrong, they're going to count against you. So if you get 3 right, and then if you get 3 wrong, they're going to take one of those correct answers. So overall, you're only going to have 2 correct answers. They want to check my driving record. Well, yeah. I mean, most of the jobs that we're applying for are going to be actually out in a vehicle driving, so they're going to want to check your driving record. If you don't have a great driving record, I'm sorry, that stinks. I would do my best in trying to clean it up. What was your memory section strategy? What I did was I grouped like streets and I rounded numbers. This may sound foreign to you if you haven't taken a practice test at all, but I'm actually going to make a video about to give examples, because I actually got called out by somebody saying that I didn't give examples. So, I mean, if that's what you guys want, I'll make a video showing exactly what I did in each section. But yeah, I group like streets, and then I rounded my numbers. So if it was 1475, I just rounded it up to 1500, as that's the number for the address. So if it was 1475 Main Street, in my eyes, I saw it as 1500 Main Street. What did I use to study? I used the website that I showed you. I used Google, and I used YouTube. I have a few things that I checked out here. So the Postal Service website, I mean, they have a lot of stuff that for you to check out. I'll show you in a second. But this is the website I used to take the practice exams. It's usapostalexam.org. I used YouTube. This was the dude that I watched. His name is Man on a Mission here, but he also is Mr. Chad Gerald. Either way, I watched a few of his videos. He has a lot of information. I mean, even if you're not viewing for the post office, he has some videos on some other stuff. The dude just he has a lot of information about a lot of things. Check him out. The only thing that I didn't see from him, and the reason why I made my first video, was I didn't really see him stressing the assessment. But yeah, that's who I used here. And then the United States Postal Service website here, under publications, they have a whole breakdown of the 473, what the test is about, what they're looking for, what to do before the test, the whole flow chart. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll include that link in the description. I mean, this is awesome. It's crazy how much information that you get. Any other tips? Just like I said in my original video, take the assessment seriously. Watch my video. You don't need to watch the whole thing because there's a lot of rambling. Again, it was my first video. I just wanted to get all that information out there just because I was stoked that I had just received a high score. So take the assessment seriously, answer to the extremes. Take practice tests. You want to be comfortable under time limits. So take practice tests, get comfortable in knowing that you only have a certain amount of time to answer a certain amount of questions. And when you do go into the proctored exam, know that you have this many seconds to answer each individual question. Develop a strategy that works for you in regards to the memory section. What the strategy that I used may not work for you. You may have a different strategy, but whatever it is, develop something that's going to help you memorize the different addresses and the different numbers. Don't guess if you don't have to. So again, on parts A and part C, you don't have to guess. They don't expect you to answer every single question. So go through, answer the questions that you know, make educated guesses on the questions that you're not sure about. And if you don't know at all, don't guess on A and C. B, go for it, guess. Last but not least, just breathe and believe in yourself. You can't go into that test stressed out. I know that for a lot of people, this job means a lot. You know, it means a lot. It could change your way of life. But you gotta relax. If you stress out, you're gonna start questioning yourself. You're gonna lose focus. So just relax, take a deep breath, and then just believe in yourself. It really isn't as hard as people make it seem. A lot of the stuff you see on the internet are websites that sell strategies and guides, and they're going to make it seem that it's a lot harder than it really is. It's not that hard. So just believe in yourself and you'll be good. And focus on the question in front of you. Try to keep your eyes from wandering off to the next question. Focus on what's in front of you, answer that question, go on to the next one. And yeah, last but not least, just good luck. If you guys have any other questions that I haven't covered, leave them in the comment section. If you guys have gone through the process and have any tips for the newer people looking to get into it, leave a question. Leave a comment. I'm hoping that the comment section will kind of turn into a forum of just, open discussion. So yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later.